ladies and gentlemen? My name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics. And I was actually just going outside really quick just to get a breath of fresh air and enjoy the sunshine here in sunny Florida. Well, it hasn't been raining. It's been raining almost every day for the past week, give or take. I noticed the box and I look down and I see it's some of the EGS comics that I sent in months ago to get graded. And usually I only, well, I'm allowed to send in two every month. That's the deal I made with the owner of EGS, who was kind enough to contact me and have this situation occur. But it looks like there are several months worth of books here um, that have been graded. So I don't know how many of them are in here, but it definitely looks like a box, and it feels like there's more than two. So we're going to do an unboxing. Well, while I'm waiting for people to come in, just want to let everybody know that if you want to use EGS, and full disclosure, I do not get paid by them to do this. I do not have any contract signed. The deal that I get is that I'm allowed to get two comics to get sent in to be graded, pressed and dry cleaned, signature verification if need be, and they get hopefully some, free advertisement to get people to maybe try their company. And I wanted to make sure there was a deal for you. So they're actually do two different deals if you use them, if you've never used them before, and you send 10 books in to EGS Comics, you can get $5 off your first order with the code We Love Comics, and also one of the books pressed for free. You do have to mention these deals to get them, so make sure you do that. And if you send in the 10 books, unless you specify which book you want pressed for free, they'll just randomly pick one. So I highly recommend that you let them know about it if you have a specific one you want pressed. Everything, including the signature verifications and uh, everything, the pressings and dry cleanings, all in-house. So you don't have to worry about shipping your comics elsewhere. And we're gonna reveal the grades. I don't know what the grades are. I don't even know which group of comics because it's been a couple of months since I've had an EGS video. But as they say, better late than never. All right, if you want to join my Patreon and get a shout out at every single video, just go to my Patreon by patreon.com/we love comics. We just acquired a new Patreon member that was just added the other day. So I'm going to do a shout out, but I want to make sure we do our newest member first, which is Stephen L. So welcome to the We Love Comics Patreon. Um, if we get to 20 people per month, I got giveaways that I'm going to give away. So slowly but surely, we're creeping up there. So only 6 more Patreons needed to start doing the monthly giveaways. So if you want to be a paid member, and there is no minimum to enter, other than the minimum to join anybody's Patreon, which is $2 a month. I never reveal what somebody is kind enough to add, so don't worry about the dollar amounts. To me, it's the thought that counts, not the dollar amounts. But the person that does do the highest amount, and again, I won't mention what the total is, will always be mentioned last. So if that's important to you, you can always ask and I'll let you know, but you'll get a shout out regardless. So let's give a shout outs to Carl, Sith, Scott, Michael B, Kevin W, James R, Herbert R, Dan L, Kim N, Annabelle N, Jason B, and again, Stephen L, who is our newest member. And then last but not least, because normally, unless somebody says otherwise, I mention just their name and their last initial because I'm going to not give out somebody's personal information. But if you want to be like the last two and have me mention one of your social networks, or if you have a YouTube channel, for example, and you want that mentioned instead, just let me know. I have no problem with that. So if you have Facebook and you want to check out Darth Bleak, he's an author. I did a contest a month ago about a book series that he's writing. He was kind enough to send me a signed copy and gave away either 4 or 5 signed copies. So if you're one of the people that got them, please put it in the comments section because that was very nice of him to do. And I hope you guys will promote him at Stephen L. Turk Author on his Facebook page. Tell him We Love Comics sent you if you do. And then last but not least, we got, if you have Instagram, check out Silver Age Surfer _comics. And again, tell him We Love Comics sent you. So join Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics and let me know if you want me to promote one of your social networks. I have no problem with doing that. Here is a list of all the things I'm going to be giving away. My video I did this week, I showed the packs of the baseball cards and everything. They're all unopened packs. There could be some really valuable cards in there. I mean, I literally have hundreds of packs that I would be willing to give away as a thank you for people to join my Patreon. There is no additional content on Patreon because I do not believe that people have to pay to get information. Everything that I've ever had on my channel, including secrets of mine to win on eBay and all my tips and advice, are all on my regular YouTube channel that you can check out. So my Patreon is basically for people who want to help with my ability to make these videos. And mainly, I'll be perfectly honest, the amount of most of the amount of the money goes towards helping me towards the stray cats that I take care of. Which, by the way, if you saw the post I did the other day, just when I thought I was done saving stray animals and everything, I am walking back to my house after feeding the cats yesterday, and I see this movement in the grass at the house behind us, and lo and behold, it's a baby bird, which ends up, I found out because I sent some pictures to some places to see if they'll rescue it, and I'm going to try and send it to them tomorrow, but I've been feeding them all day today. It's actually a little baby dove, and I was actually able to have it rest on my finger and feed it by hand. We got these crushed blueberries. I mixed in so a little bit of cat food because they eat bugs and meat and stuff like that. So I mixed in a little bit of that, and it was actually eating off my hands. But I've been taking care of him or her. I don't know. I'm really not going to check under the hood, and even if I could, I wouldn't know what to look for. I'm not a bird expert. But it seems like my destiny is to help stranded animals. I've saved more animals being here in Florida in the past 5 years than probably the amount of animals I've owned in my entire lifetime. So a lot of the money going from my Patreon members actually help me feed these cats to be able to buy the food, take them to the shelters. Well, not shelters, but vets if they need things, if they have accidents or injuries or some kind of problem. I mean, my wife and I are spending our money to do it, so this stuff actually helps. So if you want to join again, patreon.com, and you can see all the things that we're going to give away once we get to 20 paid members. Again, we're now up to 14 members. Looking to do some trades. Amazing Fantasy 15. Never owned it. I would love to acquire even a zero point 0.5 of that book. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, first print. I remember when people were talking about that book back in the 80s, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing. Little did I know, or anybody knew at that time when that book first came out, because it was basically just a cult following at that point. Like the nerdy kids used to like it, and the rest of us never even considered it and would never have thought it would become the valuable book that it is today. So I missed out on an opportunity when I was a child, or at least a teenager, to be able to acquire that book. But I'd love to own it, or any of the books you see on the screen. So I would love to do it via trade. It's a great way for two parties to not have to have thousands of dollars that they may or may not be able to spend to acquire a book or several books that they would love to acquire. You don't have to worry about additional literal hundreds and hundreds of dollars in extra taxes on top of whatever you either agree or win a bid on eBay or any eBay store. So you don't have to worry about the hundreds of dollars in taxes. And the best part is when you do your taxes, speaking of which, at the end of the year, you don't have to report trades because they're non-taxable. So just think of all the money you'd save doing this. So I would love to get my first trade with somebody. So if you have any of these books or know anybody that does, have them come my way and let's make a deal. I made a video months ago about showing all of the books that I would be willing to trade. I mean, if it takes 10 of 20 books of mine to acquire one of these books, as long as I feel and it is a financially fair trade. And I've said many times, I don't mind giving a little extra, but I'm not going to give, the $10,000 worth of trades for a book that might be worth 5,000. Let's make sure it's fair. But if I have to pay a little extra in a trade to get something, no problem doing that. So contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And if you see something on my shelves, like my Star Wars toys, my original action figures, or some other books that are like on the walls, or any of my toys, and you think those would help make the trade happen, man, mention it. So let's say hello to people that are here in the live chat. So we've got Brian Norman, first person here. Welcome. We got Algorithm. Always good to see you. Collector's Inventory. Punisher XS. Welcome. The Everyday Non-Expert. Always good to see you. So welcome, everybody. Let's get on the video camera. And anybody kind enough to hit the like button, if you want to be so kind, please do. If you want to hit the thumbs down, that's perfectly fine. If you hate me and all I stand for, and you want to critique that with a thumbs down, by all means, just do that, and that's perfectly fine. So here's the box. It's actually pretty heavy, so there's definitely more than two books in there, unless I sent by mistake, weights to get graded. So I don't know which ones they are. I was actually thinking about it because it's been a couple of months since I got any EGS books back. Now, the deal that Tony, the owner of EGS, made with a couple of different YouTubers with this deal is, it's a little different than if you were to buy from them. Because since I'm not a quote unquote paying customer, they don't prioritize my books, which I understand. Um, so just because mine take a couple of months to get is not a reflection of what it will be as you as a paying customer, how quickly you would get your books. But I mean, for me to promote them, I have to have the comics. So it did take a couple of months, but as they say, better late than never. So it looks like there's 3 sets of books in here, and it looks like 4 in each one. So it looks like every single month of books has come back. So we got a longer thing to do, which I'm very happy about because sending in 2 books, um, that video goes rather quickly. So they put these on top. Always good to have the padding. So there are 3 sets, and you can see they wrapped them with bubble wrap. So 1, a 2, and a 3. So if anybody knows what reference that's from, number 1, you're old like me, and number 2, I want you to put it in the comments section, either now in the live chat or you could put it later on once the video uploads. Let's see who's old like me. So I don't know what's in which ones, but I'll just grab one of them and we'll do them together. And as always, I will tell you what I paid for them, the significance of the book, if any, and my predictions of what I thought the grades would be. Always keep in mind that when I make my predictions, I base it on what I think they're going to be after a pressing and dry cleaning happen. Now, depending on the condition and the problem of the book, sometimes pressings and dry cleanings can significantly increase the grade. And I always recommend to people, no matter who you send your books to get graded with, whatever company, I mean, I leave that up to you. I just share my experiences, but I never tell anybody what they should do. I mean, with your money, do what you want. Um, but I really am looking forward to doing this, and I think, having the in-house pressings and dry cleanings, having the specials that he did, really looking forward to revealing these grades. And I always recommend people get your books pressed and dry cleaned, no matter what company you use, because, sometimes depending on the book, just a 0.5 upgrade in a book from a pressing and dry cleaning sometimes could be hundreds of dollars. And depending on the problems with the book, it can go up a grade, 2 grades. I mean, if you have a lot of non-color breaking creases and you could press those out, you can have a book that unpressed would have been 5, pressed could come back a 7.5. So, that's a big jump. So it has happened before, but we'll see. So I'm going to cover the grade and we'll see. We're starting out. Okay, so we're starting out with Miss Marvel. Let's see if I can find it on the list. So this is, okay, here it is. This is a book I sent back in June. So this is Marvel, Miss Marvel number 16. This is the first cameo of Mystique. Now this one is a Mark Jewelers variant, and I got a really good deal on this with shipping and handling and eBay taxes. I only paid about $49. Well, I paid $49.22. I highly recommend people to get the Mark Jewelers variants. As you can see, this year alone, I have probably 30 or 40 now. Before this year, in my entire life of collecting, I think I've had maybe 2, and both of those I just happened to have in purchases I made, not even knowing what they were. But I've been recommending Mark Jewelers variants on a lot of books. Basically, it's from the mid to early 1970s all the way through the mid to early 90s. There were Mark Jewelers variants where they are sent to military bases only, and maybe a store or 2 around the military base. And in the centerfold is an advertisement for a company called Mark Jewelers to try and get, people that are in the military to buy a wedding ring from them or an engagement ring from them. And it on average totaled only about 5 to 7% of a total print run. So the older the book is, and a book like this is about the late 70s, I believe, the rarer they are, especially in higher grades. So I recommend get yourself now when it comes to Mark Jewelers, um, there's a lot of them that aren't worth anything. So you'll see, don't buy just any Mark Jewelers. I highly recommend to buy Mark Jewelers for very valuable books or key issues. Now, this isn't a very valuable book, but having it in Mark Jewelers is absolutely going to increase the not only value but the rarity of the book. Because, like I said, on average, it's about 5 to 7% of a total print run. And the older the book is, the less chances of them being available, especially in high grade. So, like I said, I paid $49.22 for this one. It is the first cameo. So 16 is the first cameo, 17 is the second cameo, and I think 18 is the first full appearance. So it's kind of weird with this one when it comes to first appearances, but this is the first time that you ever see or mention Mystique, which, has already been in the well, not in the MCU, but in the movies. She could be used in the MCU because the X-Men are coming, and that would be a great character to bring back. So this has potential. And right now, because there is no speculation, this is a good time, in my opinion, to be buying books like this because you can get them pretty cheap. So, many people will say books like these are common, but again, that's why if you get newsstand and you get Mark Jewelers variants, if they have them, you're getting the rarest of the rare of those versions. So I predicted this one after pressing and dry cleaning between a 6 and a 7 with off-white pages. Now on the back, I'm not going to show the grade yet. They do give you the grader's notes. Now they're not directly on the slab, but they put this card in the back. So I like that they do provide the grader's notes. So of course I'll read that. So let's start out and see what the grade is. All right, so actually a little bit higher than what I thought. So I'm very happy with that. 7.5 off-white pages. I said off-white to white. And they did mention that it is a Mark Jewelers insert. They did put first appearance of Mystique in a cameo. So very happy, great one to start. Now, this doesn't always happen, but I've only seen these stars on the Mark Jewelers variants. Now, somebody told me there was a different reason for these stars, so if anybody knows about that, let me know. But this is not somebody drawing it in on a pen. This is some kind of star stamp. So if anybody knows the full details of that, I would love to see it in a comment section, because if anything, it helps the community learn. Like I said, months ago, somebody mentioned it, but it's been so long I forgot about it. But the only time I've ever seen these stars on the comics have been on Mark Jewelers. Now, they haven't been on every Mark Jewelers, but this is the second or third time on a Mark Jewelers variant I've seen this star. So again, if anybody knows the reference, let me know. So, again, not a super high grade. It's not a 9.8 or anything, but I knew that when I bought it. But a 7.5 for a Mark Jewelers variant of the first ever appearance of Mystique, even though, yes, it is a cameo. I'll take it. Very happy with that. So that's a good way to start out. All right, so next up. Okay, we got this one. This is from a different time, I believe. This is X-Men Heroes for Hope. This one I sent in back in April. Now, this one is signed. It is a higher grade. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't read the grader's notes. My apologies. So let me read the grader's notes on this. Blunting corners, spine stress, lines front and back cover, and creases front cover, and edge wear. So again, I'll show you the close-up of the certificate of authenticity. So again, it's not on the slab, but that's, as long as you have something like this, if you're going to sell a book, at least the buyer will be aware of the issues. So I like that. And for about a 7.5, that kind of problems are going to be expected. All right, so this, as you can see, is it dual signed? Because I didn't write it down. I'm not going to look at the grade. Yes, by Neil Adams and Herb Trimpe. So Neil Adams' signature is down here, and Herb Trimpe, the late great Herb Trimpe, which is the co-creator of Wolverine. I only paid for this book $18.35. Now, this is also the Canadian price variant. I didn't know that when I bought it. One of my subscribers happened to mention that. So that makes this book, I don't know the percentage wise, but it definitely makes it rarer. And they do, this is just the regular label, by the way, but they also do the custom labels. You could see they added a little picture of Wolverine. Now, I personally, I've mentioned this on many occasions. It doesn't matter what grading company. I personally don't like spending extra money on things like this, but I can understand why some people do love it. So even though I don't use it, I still wanted EGS to do every now and then, like one of the two, to have the custom label. So this way, you guys that may want to have custom labels, or at least know what they have as an option, would have the ability to see them. So just because I don't use us or utilize something doesn't mean you won't, because these reviews are not supposed to be all about me. It's supposed to be about the options that the company has that you may or may not want, or at least know is an option. So this one is the custom label. Now, this one, like I said, it's a higher grade in my opinion. I could be wrong or I could be right. We'll find out. But for $18.35 for a dual signed book, I'm going to be perfectly fine with this, especially with a Canadian price variant. I predicted between a 9.0 to a 9.4 with white pages. Let's see what we got. So 9.4. So there we go. Yeah, when I got this book, I knew it was in beautiful condition. They did mention Canadian price variant, so I'm very happy about that. Newsstand edition. They did mark down that it's signed by Art Adams and Herb Trimp, and white pages. So I got that right for once. So yeah, I don't think there's any major significance of this one. Let me see. Yeah, no special first appearances or anything like that. This was like just some kind of I think it was for like cancer, like they were going to donate to. But you know, to have for under $20 a 9.4 Canadian variant that's dual signed, one by a deceased creator that's very well known and appreciated. I'm very happy with this. So very happy with the 9.4. And let's see the grader's notes on this. Says corner scuff, top and bottom, left corner front, spine stress, front and back cover. So nothing major. A lot of times, for some reason, on books that I end up buying, a lot of the quote unquote damage is always on the edge. But this one, you can't even see them, so they're probably just little ones. Because, you know, grading companies, in theory, I don't know if everybody does it on every single book or not, but they kind of look under a microscope and kind of look a little bit deeper than you and I would look. So they're going to find those littler imperfections, which is fine with me. But again, 9.4, Canadian newsstand edition, dual sign, under 20 bucks. I'm happy with that. All right. I'm gonna have to speed this up because it is 7:30. I got to feed the outside cats. All right, so we got another signed book. This is one that I sent in March. This is Walking Dead number. Oh no, I'm sorry, because there's another Walking Dead. Let's find this one. Walking Dead, Walking Dead. Okay, this one was in April, so it was the second one in April. This is triple signed. This is Walking Dead number 10. I believe this is the first appearance of Herschel, but let me double check. I don't want to look at the grades. It's triple signed by Tony Moore, Charles Adlard, and Robert Kirkman. So let's see. First appearance. A whole bunch of different people. Arnold, Mag. Okay, first appearance of Maggie, Billy, and a bunch of people that I don't remember in the movie. So it wasn't Herschel, but Maggie is absolutely a significant. Okay, so let's hide the grade. So I predicted this one. I don't remember what I paid for this because it did not have. Normally, I tape the price on the back, and that wasn't the case on this one. So I don't know what I paid for it. But knowing me, I did not overspend. Walking Dead isn't what it used to be, but there's still a cult following with this one. But for a triple signed book, I predicted between a 9.4 and a 9.8 with white pages. You could see the yellow label. because like I said, they do in-house pressings and dry cleanings. So you could see there's one, there's Tony Moore's, there's Robert Kirkman, his chicken scratch, and then that is um what's his name? Charles Adlard. All right, so let's see the grade we got on this one. All right, 9.4. Again, I predicted between a 9.4 and a 9.8. White pages, so I got that right. They verified it with the triple signatures. And let's read the grader's notes. Corner scuff, top and bottom, left corner, spine stress lines, front and back cover. Very happy with the 9.4. All right, last one of this section. All right, we got, now some people will say, why did you send a book like this in? Well, it's signed by Todd McFarlane. And I got this one years ago before Todd McFarlane did his mainstream, bigger Todd McFarlane signature that for some reason he liked to put around the crotch area of Spider-Man. But I know his signature. I knew this was authentic. But this, of course, is Spider-Man #1. This was sent out in May, signed by Todd McFarlane. I spent $50 on it. So for me, for a signed Todd McFarlane book that I didn't have to go and spend money to get signed, $50 with shipping and handling and taxes. Fine with that. Again, I said between a 9.4 and a 9.8. It is a higher grade. Let's see what we got. I haven't gotten a 9.8 on any of these books in a while, so let's see. Can we get that this time? And we can. There we go. So there we go. 9.8 with white pages. They did verify. It is signed by Todd McFarlane. This is actually my first 9.8 EGS book, if memory serves. If anybody remembers a different time, let me know. So this is my first 9.8. I mean, it's not a major key book. It's not a rare book by any means, but the Todd McFarlane signature has been verified. I'll take a 9.8 for $50. So there we go. First section done. And again, if you want to hit the like button, always appreciated. You can hit the thumbs down if you hate everything that I am and stand for. I don't, hey, it is what it is. So let's get to the next group. Because, like I said, around 7:30, I have to go feed the stray cats. So I want to try and speed this up a little bit. Because you guys know me, I love to ramble. Ramble on. And if you know what rock group sings the song Ramble On, put it in the comments section. Either right now live, or if you're watching it later on. All right, so let's get to the next one. All right, so we got Infinity Gauntlet. This one was sent in March. It is triple signed. Obviously, with the Infinity Stone and the end game and everything already done, this book has absolutely dropped in value, but still key issue. I paid only $50 for this book, and that's after shipping and handling and taxes. Triple signed. Now, I'm not going to look at the grade. I didn't write down who signed it. So it's signed by Jim Starlin, George Perez, and Joe Rubinstein. So $50 for a triple signed Infinity Gauntlet #1. I'll take it. So I predicted this one between a 9.4 and a 9.8. Let's see what we got on this one. All right, so this one's a little bit lower, and that's perfectly fine as long as it's an accurate grade. Again, 9.2, and you can see this is one of their custom labels. So they did a little color symbols of the Infinity Stones. So if you'd like to do one of their custom labels, it's only $5, I believe, per custom label. Like I said, it's not a thing I would normally spend money on with any grading company, but I make sure they put at least one custom label in each thing so you guys can see it. So here are the signatures. There's the first. There's the second, Joe Rubinstein. And where is the other one? I know it's here somewhere. A lot of times I don't understand why they sign black covered books with black ink. So where is George Perez's? I know it's here somewhere. I'll have to put it under a light because I know it's here somewhere. Or it could be one that's where is it? I'll look later. All right, so let's read the grader's notes. Slight scuff top and bottom left-hand corner, spine stress, lines front cover. So a little bit lower than I thought, but again, 9.2 for 50 bucks, triple signed. I'll take it. Not a problem at all. All right, next up, there's the other Walking Dead that I was talking about. This is number 183, I believe. Let me see if I can find it here. Yes, 183. This is the one that was sent in March. This is signed, and you can see there's a sketch. This is actually signed and sketched by Kevin Eastman. Now, I don't know if they'd consider this a remark or an actual sketch, because a remark tends to be a very small image. This one you could see is almost about half the size of the comic. So I paid a total of $82.63 for this book. As you can see with the yellow label, they did confirm the signature. I just thought that was interesting when I bought this because I don't know what Kevin Eastman has to do with this book, but somebody asked him to sign and create a image of Negan, so definitely would be a one-of-a-kind piece unless other people own it. So I predicted with this one, again, between a 9.4 and a 9.8 with white pages. Let's see what we got. All right, my second 9.8. This one was in beautiful condition. So for under $100, final. Yeah, this is the final issue. Um, is this the one? I think it's the issue before that he died. That Rick Grimes, spoiler alert, dies because they didn't mention that, but they did mention signed and sketched on cover by Kevin Eastman. So yeah, the final issue, 9.8 with white pages. Greatest notes, slight scuff, bottom right hand back cover. So that's the only thing. So you remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can have one minor little defect to get a 9.8 because a 9.8 isn't perfect. So it allows something as long as it's slight. So very happy with that 9.8 with a Kevin Eastman signature, paid under $100. Sounds good to me. All right. I may have to do the other four another time. All right, we got X-Men number 4. This is the first appearance of Omega Red. This one was the last one I sent in July. I paid a grand total of $3.25 for this book. Um, is it signed? Let me look. I don't want to look at the grade. No, I just sent the regular version. So this one is not signed, but I paid $3.25 for it. And I predicted between a 9.0 and a 9.6 because this one had a couple of non-color break increases where pressing would absolutely help. So, of course, with white pages, definitely a book to acquire that you can get cheap. Omega Red. There we go. So I got the highest 9.6. I'll take that for $3. And they did mark first appearance of Omega Red. You could see the custom label that they put the Omega Red horseshoe kind of symbol and the I guess Gambit must be appearing in this one. Well, obviously, he's on the cover. So they did the cards for Gambit. 9.6 white pages. Very nice. Slight scuff, top and bottom, left-hand corner. Light spine stress, front and back cover. There we go. Very happy with that. All right, going to speed these up because I have to feed the cat soon. All right, next one. Teen Titans. Let's see when this one was sent. No, this is DC. What is it? The New Teen Titans. Okay, that was also in July. So the last one I sent in. Again, I paid $3.51. I bought these. I bought a whole bunch of comics, and they threw in a couple, like the first appearance of Constantine, for free. I mean, it blew my mind, that group, and it averaged out. I think it was like 20 to 20. I think between 20 and 30 comics. So it averaged out to about $3.50. So this was one of those books. So I paid $3.51. Now this one had a lot of non-color break increases, so there was a big range that I put. Normally, I have a very small range, like an 8.0 to an 8.5. I mean, an 8.0 to a 9, for example. This one was between a 7.5 and a 9 because depending on what the pressing would do, it could dramatically increase what the grade was. So I said off-white to white pages. 7.0. So it's actually a little bit lower. So um, for $3, I'm not going to complain. So it is a newsstand edition, by the way. They did mention that. You could see the normal blue label. So they did mention it is a newsstand. But this, of course, is the first appearance of not Deathstroke, Deadshot. No, not Deadshot, Deathstroke. Forgive me. So you can see him in the background over there. Definitely a key issue. Hey, 7.0 is not the greatest grade for this book, but for $3, I think I'll get my money's worth, especially with it being a newsstand edition. All right, so I think I have time to do the last four. Well, again, if anybody wants to be kind enough to hit either the like button or dislike button, by all means, please go at it. It's nice to be able to do a video that just shows more than two books. So very happy about that. And let's get these. I opened that right away. Next up, all right, this is the other one that I sent in that month, Spider-Man #1. This is the black version, also signed by Todd McFarlane. I bought these both at the same time, paid also $50 for this one. So I bought it from an eBay seller, both of them for $100. Again, for a signed copy, definitely the price was right for me. Between a 9.4 and a 9.8. And there we go. So both of them, when I bought these, they looked beautiful. And you could see the custom label. I really like this label with the black and the red with the spider web. That one's actually pretty cool. So again, if you want a custom label with EGS, you can mention it and pick them out. $5, I believe, is the price. But again, there we go. Todd McFarlane. White pages. I did say white pages. And authenticated to be signed by Todd McFarlane. So both of the Spider-Man #1s came back 9.8s, $50. Very happy about that. Okay, next one. This is DC Comics Presents 26, first appearance of the new Teen Titans. It's another book I got in a bundle of that bundle that I was talking about. So I paid $3.51 for this book. It's a lower grade. It is a newsstand, but say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, low grade is better than no grade. It had some pressable defects, so we'll see what kind of grade, but I predicted between a 2.5 and a 3.5. But we'll see if pressings helped it at all. And there we go, 2.5. This one had a lot of damage, but again, and you can see it has a custom label. This one's just green. And as Kermit the Frog once said, it's not easy being green, but I guess goes with the Green Lantern on the cover. Always thought this pose was just the weirdest pose. But people buy this because of the first appearance of the new Teen Titans. Again, low grade, but I paid a total of $3.51 for it. If somebody buys this for $30, I've made 10 times the amount of money. So they did verify it. Off-white pages. What did I say? I did say off-white. So, hey, I'm starting to get better when it comes to the pages. All right, so two more to go, and thanks so much for watching, guys. This was fun to do. All right, so this is the other one from that month. This is Wolverine #75. Again, I got this in the bundle, so I paid $3.51. Not a major significant book. This is a book, not this one, but I remember buying this the day it came out. It was definitely that 90s, and this one is signed, by the way, but it's got the hologram. So I paid $3.51. I'm not going to look at the grade yet. Who was it signed by? It was signed by Adam Kubert. So 75 issue 75 signed for $3.51. This is a high grade, this one. I predicted again between a 9.4 to a 9.8. Let's see what we got. All right, so 9.4, so right in the range. I'm actually pretty good at grading. So this one also was numbered at a 7,000 signed book, at a 7,500. This was 5,962. So 9.4 with white pages. The foil cover, wraparound cover. They did verify, signed by Adam Kubert. So for under $4, sounds good to me. All right, last one, and we're getting done just in the nick of time. All right, last but not least, we got this is a book I highly recommend people get. This, of course, is X-Men number 221. This was sent back in June. This is also a Mark Julis variant. Again, a book I would highly recommend people to get because the Mark Julis variant is, again, only 5 to 7% of the total print run. This is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. So, a lot of people say this book is common. That's why you get either the newsstand variant or the even rarer Mark Julis variant, and you're getting a version of the book that most people do not have. So I paid a grand total of $118 for this book, which isn't bad for a Mark Julis variant. Now, this one I predicted between a 7.5 to an 8.5. Let's see if we can end strong. And again, I want to thank everybody for participating and watching this, and those that leave comments when this video uploads. Definitely appreciated. What do we got? So we got a 7.5. So what did I say? I said 7.5 to 8.5. So 7.5 for a Mark Julis variant. And they did mark that it is a Mark Julis insert. There we go, 7.5 with white pages. You can see the custom label. They have the image of Wolverine with a deep blue or purple, depending on your color scheme, to kind of match the book. Custom label. Greatest notes, corner scuff top, bottom, corner scuff top and bottom left corner front, spine stress lines front and back cover, large stain back cover. So that's why it got a little bit lower with the 7.5. But like I said, I predicted between a 7.5 and an 8.5. So everything was pretty much in the range that I predicted. Again, I highly recommend getting Mark Julis variants because they're going to be more desirable, more rarer, and they're going to have more value than the regular versions of the books. So could not recommend them any further. So I would have to say overall, pretty darn good. It was nice to see some 9.8s. Three of them, as a matter of fact. So very happy about that. Great job with the custom labels. And for the prices I paid for these, I mean, to me, some of them were just a no-brainer. So let me know what you think about this. And if you want to critique my AI art, by all means, please do in the comment section. You could, whether it's positive or negative, I'll leave that up to you because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Join my Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics if you want to support my channel and help me also be able to take care of the 20 to 25 stray cats that we've gotten all fixed. We buy food, we take them to the vets when they need to, and now all of a sudden I'm a caretaker of a baby dove. Gotta love it. But join patreon.com/we love comics because if we get up to 20 people, and right now we're up to 14, thanks to Stephen L. being my latest member, there's going to be giveaways that I'm going to start giving away. So hopefully you'll let people know about it, or you might want to support. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, there is no minimum to join, but you'll get one entry for every $2 you put into your We Love Comics Patreon account. So if you do $10 a month, you'll get 5 entries. You do 20, you get 10. But if you do the minimum, which is 2, and that's a minimum to join any Patreon, you'll at least get 1 entry in there. And even if you win the month before, you'll still qualify the next month as long as you're a paid member. So everybody will be included every time. And of course, we'll do one of those random wheels to pick. So it's not like I'm going to pick any favorites. It will be done live once we get there. So we're close, only 6 away now. So if you want to join it, go to patreon.com/we love comics. Let's see if we can make a trade happen. I would love to do a video um, giving a unboxing of one of these comics. All of them I've never owned before, except for Journey into Mystery 83, which I was lucky enough to be able to purchase thanks to my wife and my mother a couple of months back, sent in to get graded by PGX. So looking forward to having that. But I'd love to get another one if somebody wanted to do a trade. But make this happen with me. If you have one of these books, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and let's see if we can get a trade going. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to see your comments, and let's do today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. We're going to go with Brian Norman and Life is Good. Both of you are today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. So if you have a YouTube channel and you want to post the link to a specific video or to your YouTube channel, you could post the link in the comments section once this video uploads. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you'd rather prefer to put a link to one of your social networks, you can do a link for that instead. Or if you don't have that, or would rather do a link to something you sell on Amazon or eBay or any of those places, Facebook Marketplace, I'll leave it up to you to decide which link you want to do. Keep in mind, anything, whether video or sales item, or social network, has to be suitable for all audiences. I will not I will not promote adult websites or prank channels or something that is inappropriate for all ages. It doesn't have to be comic book related. So if you sell sneakers, no problem with that. If you have a YouTube channel talking about how to repair an air conditioner, have no problem with that. But comic book videos are going to be the best here on a comic book channel. When you post your link, it's going to go directly to spam. The reason I do that is it keeps any trolls or spammers from putting inappropriate links onto my channel, making people accidentally click on something they never wanted to see. So if you see a link, it means I did personally check it and I did personally approve it. So if you see a link, go support our fellow YouTube community and comic book collaborators, and go see what they have to offer or what they have on their social network. Um, I would recommend not just putting a link. Introduce yourself, tell people, if they click on your link, where it's going to take them to. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So thanks for watching, everybody. This was a great video. Let me know what you thought about the grades overall. And again, if you haven't used EGS, and shout out to EGS for this. Use the code We Love Comics. If you send 10 books or more in, you'll get $5 off your first order, and you'll also be able to get one of the books pressed for free. Mention which one you'd like to get pressed, but make sure you use the code We Love Comics Free Press and mention both of those to get them. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I look forward to reading your comments. And don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics, and we love EGS as well. So thanks for watching, everybody.